Coming at you live from Brooklyn and Jersey, it's Real Talk, Rates, and Repeat with your hosts Gary and Queeny from Cliffco Mortgage. Real stories, real advice, no fluff. Let's go.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey.
I always get the special stuff, right? Like the balloons this time. I usually get thumbs up. Got balloons this time. Happy Thanksgiving. We had to just squeeze in a bonus episode for everyone because, it's Thanksgiving. We have to, take a moment, slow down, and reflect and just tell everyone what we're thankful for. But most importantly for me, I just really had to see Gary in this turkey hat and show this to everyone. So here we are on Thanksgiving Day saying Happy Thanksgiving with a turkey hat.
Happy Thanksgiving. For people that are only listening on Apple, Spotify, or Amazon, you'd have to go to YouTube to see the ridiculous hat that I'm wearing.
It's worth seeing. I mean, this hat is it's very ridiculous, but I kind of love it. I almost feel like I should have gotten one too, just to match.
Queenie conveniently forgot, or Queenie actually ordered something and it's conveniently late. So I don't know if she really ordered anything. Might be.
I ordered this shirt. Look, I have a turkey shirt and it's wearing a headband. It's me.
Oh, and I am
actually
a turkey hat.
Yes, and you're wearing a turkey hat. So you win, right? I get it. You win. Your hat is more ridiculous than my sweater.
Not like the Friends episode where it's like a turkey helmet, but
Oh,
no.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
That would have been amazing.
No.
We have to do that next year.
Yes.
But speaking of turkeys, I mean, not completely related, but I have to start this off by sharing some news that I just received 15 minutes ago. For those of you who know, I have chickens, actual chickens in my backyard. And I was convinced for the last 6 months that they have PTSD, so they have not laid any eggs. And just this morning, or just, 15 minutes ago, they laid their first eggs. I have 3 chicken eggs. So I'm very thankful for that right now. I'm going to start this off with gratitude to my chickens that they laid eggs.
Nice. I have a question though about eggs then, if you know. So how long does it take for them to hatch from the time they lay the eggs?
Okay, let's steer away from rates and mortgages and real estate and all that stuff. Gary, your hat is really big in this frame right now. All we see is the hat. So actually,
I should put 2 eyes right here, and just smile.
And just have the hat talking. Yeah, I think you should do that. No one is going to pay attention to this podcast because all they're gonna look at is your hat. So I'm in New York and in Brooklyn specifically, and you are not allowed to have roosters. You're allowed to have hens, which means that the eggs that they lay do not hatch. There are no chicks in those eggs. So they're just for eating. Not the chicken. The chicken's not for eating. I will not be eating my chickens. But the eggs
you eat eggs laid by hens.
Yes.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, so roosters are the male chickens, and they're actually not allowed in Brooklyn. I'm thinking it's for 2 reasons. It's because they're really loud, and also, so it's disruptive to the neighbors. And then also, it would kind of be a problem, if we had a rooster and a hen and they start laying eggs, and then the eggs are actually inseminated by the roosters, which means they can hatch, and there are chicks, and now we're going to have this overpopulation of chickens. So that's the concept behind it. The eggs that hens lay will not hatch unless there is a rooster around to inseminate them.
This is so interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so they will not be hatching, but I will have free range organic eggs for my friends and family because I have 5 chickens and each of them I think lay like an egg a day now. So I'm gonna have this like crazy influx of like really healthy organic eggs.
So you can eat it right away.
I think so. I haven't gotten that far in my research yet, if I need to let them sit for a while, but I do know that you don't need to refrigerate them.
You don't need
Like
to.
the way you would refrigerate eggs that you buy from the supermarket.
Okay.
These fresh, organic, free-range eggs, uh, right out from the hen, do not need to be refrigerated. So anyway, we can have another episode on my chicken story because it's quite an adventure. I don't know how I'm going to tie that back to real estate, but I'll figure. Oh, actually, I did build like somewhat of a condo out there for them, like a duplex. So we can talk about that. I think that has to do with real estate. So,
In real estate, that's called an ADU, an accessory dwelling
yes.
unit.
Yeah, I have okay, it's if there's any DOB people on here listening, it's not an illegal ADU. It's theoretically just it's a duplex for my chickens. Um, but so I gave my first gratitude, my first thanks to my eggs. I mean my chickens. Gary, how about how about
Okay.
you bring it back? Let's bring this back to a normal
So,
episode.
yeah. Well, it's supposed to be an episode full of thanks, right? So obviously the first people I want to thank is obviously my family. Everybody is healthy, another year wiser, dealt with the ins and turbulent nature of our industry. So the first thanks that I want to give is to my family.
Okay, yeah. Sounds good. Super cliche, but I love it.
Yeah, 100%.
No, but also very true because for some weird reason, especially after you have kids, um, this you somehow build up and have this like different type of gratitude towards life,
Yeah.
and it's unmatched to any other type of gratitude that you can feel coming from other sources. Not that another type of gratitude from other sources aren't as important, but nothing can fill that same gratitude you would feel for having a family you love, family that's supportive and that's there for you. So I will piggyback off that and take your answer. Gary, are you purposely just making sure that we all see only your turkey?
Yep. That's why I'm just looking down. I'm like, you guys have to, if I'm going to wear this, then you guys have to see this. Like,
Okay, I
yeah.
love it. Yeah.
More thanks. Obviously, changing companies, joining the company, getting closer to obviously, the whole team, you, James, Christian, Ace, like I've always been, we've always been competitors to a certain
Mm-hmm.
point, never sort of worked together. But obviously this year, working together at the same company, as well as, all the stuff at Aria, we've definitely gotten a lot closer. So that's been, that's been amazing, to the point that we obviously started a podcast together.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna save this for the end. But let me tell you this now. Like I'm very thankful to have you as a partner with this podcast because I we've spoken about this before we launched this and before we actually put it into production. And I had multiple conversations about starting a podcast, ideas about starting a podcast, and all that stuff. And, just like a lot of people, I'm sure you guys all understand, ideas is one thing, execution is so hard, right? Having the idea, yeah, it's halfway there, but without the execution, nothing's ever going to happen. And I feel like I found the perfect partner for this because you're not just there to tell me, okay, yeah, let's do this podcast, talk about this, and like that's it. You got down and dirty, you did the work, you put it together every time, you get it over to our editing team. It's good to have a partner that is contributing and that's equally as enthusiastic as well. So I'm very thankful for you, Gary.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What else am I thankful for? What else would I be thankful for? I mean, obviously I echo the same sentiments, right? We talked about this, I think, for a few months, and then I think we put a deadline on ourselves, I think, right? Because
Yeah.
it felt like if we didn't record the first episode, which listen, I hope everybody that's listening in now watched it, or if they didn't, I hope they go back and watch it because I learned a lot about you just during that first episode about who we are and things like that, and how similar a lot of our background was. But yeah, no, definitely the fact that, we both motivated each other just to get this sort of done. That was very important.
Yeah. Yep. So definitely that first episode I think is that's the core of who we are. So that was very important. Again, if you guys haven't watched it, go back and watch it. If you watched it already, go watch it again. Um
You'll learn a lot about us that you never
yeah,
knew.
I know. I actually have family members watch it and they're like, "Oh my God, Queenie, I didn't know this about you." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh no, did I say too much?" Um but I do want to ask you though, Gary, was there a moment this year that made you stop and think and say, "Hey, wow, I'm so lucky"? If you had to think back,
You mean besides this moment where I'm wearing a ridiculous hat?
Are you feeling lucky because you're wearing this
I'm, wait,
hat?
I'm so lucky right now to be wearing this hat
I
that,
love it.
that
Okay.
I thought we both agreed to wear something ridiculous and fun.
I
I guess
thought mine
I
was
missed
is
that.
ridiculous. You know how vain I am, okay? I don't wear shirts like this. So to
Obviously,
me,
I'm
this
not
is
vain. Obviously, I
no.
like to
Now
just
I know
be.
you're really not. Yes.
Obviously, I like to be the center of attention, I guess.
I love it. Yeah.
Um, what am I really thankful for? So, what? No, what? One was a moment, right, that I felt that I
hmm
was very lucky.
Like one moment.
There's so many, but honestly, it's just so for this podcast, I want to see, say lucky and grateful was actually when we put out our teaser at
hmm
the ARIA National Convention. You're like, no, 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 I don't want to do it. I'd rather do it like at the very end. I mean, when
Yeah.
we're back, because I don't want the convention to sort of overshadow everybody. And then I was just like, no, I'm going to do it because, everybody's at national convention. Everybody is literally on their phones, recording things, posting. It's going to show up. So I was just like, you know what?
hmm
Let me just do it. So I did it. It went out. And just the reception and everybody coming back, like everybody, like obviously you see everybody, right, as you're walking in and around the convention, and just people like, oh my God, I just saw that. Like I felt very thankful, you know,
Yeah.
for one, obviously the relationships we made through ARIA, the friendships, and just their willingness to help support and just, and just give us input. Like I was very thankful for that.
That is true. I remember that. I felt pretty strongly about it too, about like it not being a good idea to post it during that time.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. After it was posted, for the 2 days following that, people were just coming up to me saying, "Oh, I saw the teaser, I saw the intro. It was amazing. I'm so glad you're doing this." And it's not because they didn't see any of the episodes. So it wasn't because, oh, it's such a great podcast or like
Yeah.
anything other than the fact of them purely supporting us for who we are.
Yeah. Friendships, amazing friendships we've
That
made.
was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That unconditional support
Yeah.
because, we could be like just silent during the podcast. How would they know, right? Like it could just be nothing.
Yeah. 100%. That's all just like, oh man, this is such a great thing. And just like I said, just the overwhelming support, overwhelming like well wishes. I was like, oh man, this is such a great and it's such a good community. We have such a big community that helps support us and things like that. But yeah, I guess
Absolutely.
to you,
Yeah.
what about you? Same question then.
Um, I think for me it's a little bit more um practical and in daily life. Because this moment, let me just get to it. So I I was picking up uh lunch for my son's class, right? Earlier in the year. And I went into the store. It was raining that day, and I drove up, double parked, ran in, picked up the food, came back, and then I saw these like two, three other people standing in line waiting for the bus, right?
Hmm.
And it was weird. Like, I don't know where this overwhelming gratitude came from, but I thought to myself, I'm like, wow, because for people who know me on a personal level, they know that I didn't start driving until like 3 years ago. So my whole young adult years, I didn't drive. I always had to wait for the bus, wait for the train. It was just something that I don't know why I just never did. And it's something as simple as that. I'm like, wow, like I don't need to wait in line for the bus. Like I'm able to just hop in my car and go. And it's something so silly, but I thought to myself, like, I'm lucky to be able to have this, I would want to say, comfortable life, even if it's just as simple as being able to have a car and like
Yeah.
that convenience of not having to wait for the bus to come in the rain,
Mhm.
right? And the reason why this stuck out to me is because I thought to myself that I actually feel gratitude for it, that I'm actually grateful for that moment. And I was
Yeah.
like, wow, what's wrong with me? Like, like why, like where is all this mushiness coming from, right? And then this trickles down to feeling the gratitude from like the family support,
Yeah.
having my family there, and then having a job that I really do enjoy and I do well at, that allows me to live just a slightly more convenient lifestyle, right?
Hmm.
So it's kind of like a snowball effect, right? When you think about like, oh, what do you what do you feel gratitude towards? It's that little moment, and then you start snowballing to like, well, because I have all this, that's why I can appreciate this little moment.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I like that. That's a good one.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was interesting, but for anyone who know me personally, I also don't like the rain. So not having to stand in the rain to wait for the bus is a big thing for me. But anyway, yeah, there's that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think that's being thankful that, you have a car so that way you don't get rained on. Yeah.
But
That's the only
it's
thing
the
I take
meaning
away from it.
behind it.
No,
Meaning behind it. You should take away more, okay? I'm a
I'm
little
just
deeper than that.
kidding. I'm just kidding. Um, no, overall, like I said, it's been a very, it's been a very obviously interesting year. You started out as far as work wise, it's slow, busy. Who knows? Whatever. Um, but yeah, definitely thankful that we got a chance to do this and continue to do this. Hopefully, more people are able to, tune in, help support us, listen to our funny stories, give us interesting topics to talk about. Um, yeah, no, I am thankful for everybody that has currently helped support us, tuned in, actually clicked subscribe. That's actually, pretty cool. I thought it was going to be such an overwhelming task to do this, but then, like I said, it's about who you're working with, and we're both equally we are so equally ambitious to get this done. Like I don't think a lot of people know this, but like, I tried doing a few little tiny swag things, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, I got this and this and this for the podcast. Like if people actually tune in on YouTube, they can see that you made yourself a sign right there. You're drinking.
Yes.
Yes. You're drinking out of your Stanley cup. It is a Stanley cup.
Yeti. Yeti,
The
Yeti. We
Yeti.
have the same one.
I know. I just forget the things. It's either a Stanley or a Yeti. I don't know. My daughter's just like, I have to have this. Oh my God. So anyway, yeah. So Yeti mug, and then you also got me an amazing sweater that I wore during the national convention when it was probably like 80 degrees.
I know, that was amazing. I
And it
loved
was
it.
not even like a lightweight. It was like super heavyweight.
Well, we're hitting the winter. I didn't think you're gonna wear it in Santa Monica in like 70-degree weather.
I think I had to take another shower after I took it off.
But it was great. I love, the support was amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
I was definitely the most underdressed in that convention when I wore that. So,
yeah, yeah. But you showed up. That's what's important, right? But that's another thing I think we're gonna touch on real quick, right? It's like, have you noticed how like gratitude actually shifts the way that you show up in life, in events, at work, at family, all that stuff?
yeah, definitely a positive attitude, right? And there's a lot of people on social media that sort of does the true people. It's funny. Like we should definitely do an episode about just social media because that would be amazing. There's some people that post the most positive comments, but then when you see who it is and you know who it is, you're like, bro, you are not positive in real life.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
but it, but having the positive sort of outlook and things like that, it makes everything so much easier. Whether it's the start of your work week, whether it's going out to a networking event, if you spin it in a positive way, then I feel like you're going to have a positive outcome. So Right?
Yeah, I think like when it comes to mindset, you know how there's a lot of talks about this, a lot of articles that you can read on this, even books, where they tell you, hey, say your affirmations either in the morning or at night, right? And I think between that and also counting what your gratitude towards, what you're thankful for every day also shifts that mindset. And just like you said, that shifts that mindset and that energy into positivity,
Hmm.
which could be felt by everyone that you're speaking to, whether it's your clients, your referrals, most importantly, your family, how you show up for them, right?
Yeah.
And it's so simple. It's just taking a few minutes to be like, yeah, you know what? I had a shit day, but
This was positive.
I also have this, this, and this, right? And sometimes for me at least, it's worked right away. Where it's like, oh my God, I'm so mad about something, I'm so pissed about something, or I'm stressed about something. And I'm just like, you know what? My son would come over to me and just be like, you're the best mommy in the world, as if he has other mommies. But he's like, you're the best mommy in the world. You're my favorite mommy. And I'm just like, everything is great. Life is good. And I'm not saying, hey, for everyone out there, just go and have a kid and you'll feel better. But there's other
Okay,
things that
definitely the solution there.
well, there's other things that you can look at when you're having a bad day and you'd be like, you know what? I am thankful that like at least I have this, right?
Yeah.
At least I'm able to, have a car to drive, or I don't have to worry about like my next meal, or like little tiny things. It sounds very cliche. It sounds very like, oh yeah, count your blessings. But when you actually do it and you spend the time to do that activity, I promise you it works. It
This,
does.
I mean, it ties very much into one of the episodes we just recorded, which is just talking about positive sort of outlets.
Right. Habits, right? Positive outlets. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to take too much time because, it is everybody's Thanksgiving.
Oh,
You,
yes.
you don't want them to
Right.
sit there just trying
No,
to.
I do want them to sit there on Thanksgiving listening to our episode.
Yeah, the turkey probably burned. The turkey probably burned. By
No,
the way,
do you know how long it takes to like actually cook a turkey?
so yes, I do know the first year that you have to do. The first year we moved into our house in the suburbs in Wayne. I decided to get. I think it was like a 25-pound turkey. I didn't know how big it was. I was like 25. Oh no, that sounds perfect.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's humongous.
it's humongous. I think I had to let it defrost for literally 5 days because
Yeah.
it was that big. So it was just sitting in my sink that I couldn't really wash anything because it just had this gigantic turkey there. And I think and I believe I put it in the morning time, and it was done. I would say I think 2 or 3 o'clock. I forgot. It was after lunch. That's all I know. It was like early dinner. I was like, man, that sucks.
Yeah. So everyone out there cooking the Thanksgiving dinner, they definitely have time to listen to our podcast, our episode. So,
Although this year I'm doing something different. Unfortunately, I don't know if people have it on the West Coast, but we have it here on the East Coast. So I bought the Popeyes Cajun seasoned turkey.
I heard about that. I didn't even think about buying that, but I heard about it. Let me know if it's good.
Yeah.
I'm getting my turkey from Costco.
Yeah, we were just at Costco, and I'm just like, nah. I'd rather let somebody else do the majority of the work, and then I'll do I'll spend time on the sides, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because we're having a small, we had a small Friendsgiving, and then we're having a small sort of just Thanksgiving. But yeah, listen, I'm very thankful that everybody is healthy, another year older and wiser. Obviously, for this podcast, for you, for obviously our business partners, and everybody that's listening in, and everybody that will listen in. Thankful for them.
Just like Gary said, thankful to my clients, my referrals, my friends, family, and in no specific order, so don't judge me that I said clients first, okay? No, but it's just everyone in my life. Like I can't start to really just name everyone because everyone plays a part. And that we can do this. I have a lot of fun doing this podcast, so thank you, Gary, for joining me in this crazy journey. And hopefully, into the holidays, everyone just has great time, and you do your reflection and you make next year better, even
Yep.
if it's by a little bit. It's a win. Count your blessings, count your wins.
Count your blessings. Count your wins.
Mm-hmm.
It's Black Friday tomorrow. Don't spend too
Oh
much.
yeah,
Don't
Black
spend too
Friday. I
much.
have a list of stuff to buy already, and they're mostly Lego sets.
Hopefully
So
you bought hopefully you bought enough, during Prime Day on November 20th. Hopefully you bought enough, you know. Shout out
hmm
to Amazon if you want to sponsor us. I wouldn't be opposed.
I can do a whole, I mean, I think I single-handedly support Amazon. So
I mean, so if you already have like 10 different carts for Uber Eats, I'm scared of how many carts you have for Amazon, dude. Like,
all right, too much information. But
you were the one
Gary,
that said it in the episode.
all right, Gary, you're right though. Let's everyone get back to their Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And enjoy your turkey, enjoy your meal, enjoy your feast, and we'll see you guys again. Another episode rolling out next week.
Yep.
So thank you.
Thanks.
Happy
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Bye.
Bye.